Hi everyone, back just doing a little 5-minute video for you today. This video is going to be about a foundation fixer that I have. Naturally, I'm really super pale skinned to the point where my mother constantly asks me if I have an iron deficiency in my blood. Even though I have a note from my doctor, she still won't believe me. I'm the colour of a bottle of Tipex. I'm just a typical pale Irish girl, but you know, that's just the way it is. I could layer up on Fostan till the cows come home, but you know, I'm finally at a place where I'm okay with my skin. I'm cool with it anyway, and there's loads of products out there for people who are pale. Because I'm pale, when I usually buy foundations, they look so good in the light in the shop, and I'm just like, yeah, looking fabulous. And then by the time I get home, they're after transmogrifying, and they are all of a sudden a shade of orange that I didn't even know existed. It is quite shocking. So I came across this bad boy about a year ago, and this has been a really good thing for me. This is Illamasqua Foundation. It's called Illamasqua Skin Base Foundation, and this is shade 01, and this is white. This is, and I mean, it's not just super pale, this is actually white. It's the colour of Tipex. This is one of my favourite products that I have at the moment. I'll just show you now. Now that is white. Just in case you don't believe me, it is as white as a bottle of milk. So what I use this for is, I have a lot of foundations that I bought in the past that I really like the texture of, or the consistency of, or the finish that it leaves on my skin, but it's just after turning into the wrong colour when it gets on my skin. So I'm not one for throwing stuff away. I'm a bit of a hoarder like that, and you know, I'm cheap, and I can't convince myself to throw it away. So I decided to invest a little bit of money in this, so that I could really get the use out of the stuff that I wanted. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how it works. I have a foundation here that I really like. It's the Rimmel Wake Me Up Foundation, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on. It's just a touch too dark. This was given to me by someone in my family, and it's just a touch too dark for my skin. So I'm going to put this as it is on one half of my face, and then I'm going to add a couple of drops of the Illamasqua Skin Base Foundation in 01, and I'm going to put that on the other side of my face, and I'm going to let you see just exactly how it works. These are great for lightening any foundations. The good thing about the consistency is that this is a full coverage foundation. So even if you actually bought one of the foundations in this range, so ones that are actually more skin tone and less milk bottle tone, it's a really good foundation. It's going to cover up any marks that you have. It's going to cover up any redness. It's not just to kind of, you know, even out your tone, it's to cover it. If you really want to cover it, that's what this stuff is going to do. So I'm going to pour, or just pump out a little bit of this Wake Me Up on the back of my hand. So I usually use about that much, and I got my mirror here, and I'm going to put this on with my Real Techniques, God, what is the name? Expert Face Brush. This is a really, I'm going to talk to you about a whole other video for just this brush afterwards. It's a great brush, really good for putting on makeup, because I am useless. So I have the Wake Me Up foundation just on the back of my hand as is, no change, straight out of the bottle, and I'm going to put it on this half of my face. So I'm just going to actually whack it on now because my dinner is in the oven and I am starving. So I'm just going to buff it in with this little brush here. This is actually a really nice foundation in general. When I first got it, I didn't think it was that great. The oiliness in my skin was just out of control at the time. It was really oily, so this had a tendency to slide off my face. But once I got into a really good skincare routine, then I got the oiliness under control, and it's actually a really lovely foundation. It covers really well, but it's also got a hint of dewiness in it, which I really like in a foundation, because I don't like mine too flat. You know, you want to look like you've got that little bit of glow in your skin. And I'm only going to put it to the jawline as well, because I want you to see what will happen when I don't even blend it down onto my neck. So this is just going to be 2 seconds. Blend it in, blend it in, blend it in. I really love this brush as well. This just gives such a great finish on the skin. I used to have the stippling brush, and then I broke my stippling brush because I've been washing it wrong, and all of the bristles came out, and I picked this one up, and I'm really glad I did. So that is just on this half of my face. As you can see, it's fine, but it's a little bit dark for me. It's not the natural colour of my skin. You can see that there's pretty much there's a good difference there between that and my neck, and that's not what I want. I could put on the colour that I want on my face, or I could just put on the colour that my face actually is. So I'm going to do that. So I still have a little bit of the Wake Me Up on the back of my hand. So I'm going to drop in a couple of drops of the Illamasqua Skin Base Foundation. So you really only need like a drop. I mean, that's what we're talking for a full face. So I have the two of those there. We're just going to mix them in together. And you can see as I mix them that the colour of the overall foundation should change. Is it? Yes, it is. So I find the easiest way to just do this is just blend it on the back of your hand. You could try it while it's on your face, but maybe not the best. So hopefully when I put this next to the other one, you'll notice the difference. I'm just going to add in another drop there. That's how pale I am, but I'm okay with it. So I'm going to add that in, just mix that up a little bit more. I'll put it to you this way. I bought that bottle this time last year, and there's probably about a third of the bottle left. Because you use so little, it's really good value for money in the end. So I'm just going to apply this to the other half of my face, and you'll probably see a bit of the difference and what it does, and hopefully this experiment will work. I've never put on makeup on video before. I usually like to take my time sitting in bed in the morning with a coffee, but I'll do it for you. So I'll grab my brush, I'm going to buff this in. And the good thing about this as well, because it's a full coverage foundation, it's never going to change the consistency of all of your regular foundations. Because it's nice and thick, it's not going to water them down. If you have a nice sheer foundation, it's going to keep it sheer. It's not going to make it to the point where you can't even put it on, like, because it's gone too thin. And if you have a really nice thick full coverage foundation, it's going to keep it full coverage, so it's not going to water it down, which is a feature that I really like about this. So I know there's probably not too much of a difference, but you know yourself when you're looking in the mirror and critiquing your skin, as we all do all the time, you know the difference yourself. And I know that I'll definitely always have a bottle of this on hand. And I'm just blending this into the neck there as well. So you can see now this is a 5-minute job. I usually take it a little bit more time in the mornings. So that's all blended in there now. You can probably see a difference. Oh Lord, I look like I could, yeah, I look like I could do a version of Ebony and Ivory all by myself. But that's what this does. I haven't really got the time now to balance out properly the measurements, but when you get a bottle and you know you're kind of using it on a daily basis, if you have a foundation that you really like, it is a really good investment. It's expensive is the only thing. It's €30 and 50 cents for a bottle, and you get it on debenhams.ie. But for me it was an investment because I had so many foundations that I loved that I just never got the right colour for. So rather than throw all of those away, I felt like I'd rather invest the money in this than waste all the money on all the ones that I picked up and thrown out, because foundation for me is my favourite part of the makeup. Never mind like, you know, lipsticks and things like that. For me it's foundation. I always want the right foundation, and it's just really hard to find ones that have everything that you want. So sometimes you just need to custom blend them, custom make them, and that's okay too. If this wasn't your kind of thing, if maybe a pure white wasn't your kind of thing, and you have a lot of foundations that you want to change, go down and get a budget brand. Get something like Catrice or Essence. Those budget brands, even though they're really cheap, they're actually very good quality with some of them, and you can get incredibly pale shades that mightn't be fully white, but they are quite pale, and you can just mix them in as you need them. You know, just play around with your makeup until you find what really suits yourself, and have fun with it, because that's what makeup is all about at the end of the day. I really love having fun with my makeup, but I also love looking slightly normal with my makeup as well, and not like I've applied a layer of fake tan just on my face instead of foundation. So I like to do it right. So this was a good step for me in trying to get it right. So if you have any questions or anything like that, just message the inbox at Make Up My Mind and I can answer them for you. But yeah, so this is great. Illamasqua Skin Base Foundation in 01, and even if you don't get the white one, it's a good foundation in general. So I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.